Hello everyone, we're going to take a look at exercise 37, and I wanted to do this exercise in a separate video because here you have to combine different way of factorizing. Sometimes you have to use the method where you put something outside of the brackets with common factors, and afterwards use the product sum method, and it uses some extra work or some extra insight. This guy explains it right here in this drawing, blah blah blah. I'm going to try to do this as well. I'm going to explain you by showing you some exercises from the homework. Let's start with 37a. So first copy what they give me. X to the power of 3 minus 2x squared minus 8x. What I first want to do here is put the common factor outside of the brackets. The only common factor what do I have right here is x. I cannot use any numbers, right, because here I have a minus 2 and a minus 8, but here I don't have a number here. So I start by taking out the x outside of the brackets. If I could have used numbers, you can see that at B. I'm going to show you there. You can also get numbers outside of my brackets. I'm left here with x squared. And then here I'm left with minus 2x. And the last one I'm left with minus 8. Right? But I'm not done yet, because this thing can be factorized using the product sum methods. Do you still remember how the product sum method worked? I'm searching for two numbers of which the sum is minus 2 and the product is minus 8. If you want to, you can make a table out of this, right? They do so in the first exercises. Afterwards they say try to do this mentally. So I'm not going to make a table as well. Take a look at few exercises prior to this to take a look at how you do this. I'm going to try and do this mentally. Which numbers are a possibility here? Well, minus 1 and 8 and minus 8 and 1 are not possible. The next are 2 and 4. I can do something with 2 and 4, I think. I think it's going to be x minus 4 and x plus 2. Why in this order? Well, remember I could also say x plus 2 and x minus 4. But I choose minus 4 and plus 2 because minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. Minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. Remember, it should be minus here. So that's why I use minus 4 and 2. And not, for example, minus 2 and 4. Okay? And that's what you have to do. So you have to combine your knowledge of both factorizing methods. Let's try B. 5x to the power of 3 minus 10x squared minus 15x. What are the common factors here? Well, I see I have an x in all of my terms, so I know I have an x, but I have more this time. I also see that all of my terms contain the number 5. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, and 5 times 3. So I can now write down 5x in front. That leaves me with x squared minus 2x minus 3. If you find this difficult, write down the common factors, etc., as we did in 7.2. If you can do this mentally, you may do it in the test as well, just as I'm doing right now. If you find this difficult, take a look at 7.2 again, please. Hey, if I have something like this, now I want to find two numbers of which the sum is minus 2 and the product is minus 3. Try to do this by yourself. So this time I copy 5x outside and I will find something like this again. Which numbers can I try? Well, I don't have that many numbers to try in this case. I think the only possibility that I can use are combinations of 1 and 3, right? So in this case I can use plus 1 minus 3 or minus 3, right? I can use this combination or I can use this combination, because those give me the product of -3. And here I have to use those, right? -3 and +1. Because -3 times 1 is -3. -3 plus 1 is -2. That's how you're going to do this. Okay. Let's take a look. Can I do this any other way? Or can I show another example? I mean, maybe I can show you f as well. Let's do f. Looks like a difficult one. X to the power of 3y squared plus 2x to the power of 3y minus 15x. Well, that's a very bad x. X to the power of 3. Again, first put your common factors outside of the brackets. I see x to the power of 3, x to the power of 3, x to the power of 3. I don't have anything with y here. So I cannot take a y outside of my brackets. And also I don't have any numbers that I can get outside of my brackets. So here, x to the power of 3. Here I'm left with y squared. Here I'm left with 2y. And here I'm left with minus 15. Hey, that's funny. Now I get all my terms of x outside of my brackets and I'm left with something with y here. So again, we now have to rewrite this to something like this. This time y, because I'm talking about y's here. Again, let's try this. The product should be minus 15 and my sum should be plus 2. Just plus 2, not a y. If you're going to try and do this, I think I will find... oh yeah, let's use those. Plus 5 minus 3. I will show you... now let's do it one more time. Let's show you how you would do this if you use the table. If I had a table like this, I will like to use minus 15 here. I write down the sum here. I start with 1 and minus 15, and after that minus 1 and 15. Well, those sums are not going to add up. I cannot use 2, so the next one is 3. I can use 3, then I use minus 5, and I use minus 3, and I use 5. 3 minus 5 is minus 2, and minus 3 plus 5 is 2. And then you see that I have to use this one here for exercise F, because the sum must be positive 2, and minus 3 times 5 is minus 15. Practice makes perfect. I say this a lot in mathematics class. Here it's particularly true. You cannot just take a glance at this and then think, well, I know how to do this. Practice this. The more you practice this, the quicker you can do this. You will make less mistakes and you will not have to make a table like this every time, which if you find it difficult, you can do. Remember, you may do this, but when you get quicker and practice enough, you don't have to anymore. Good luck with the exercise.